Alright, is everyone ready? When we last left off, the party vamped around. I actually can't remember the name of the place.
What, Milan?
We left Milan, went to Venice.
It left my brain.
When we last left off, we adventured in Milan, found Caterina Cavallero. She'd been magically aged and had her vocal cords taken out and stuck in Arturo Jerkface's butts. I don't remember his last name.
And this guy
Jerkface
blew his
butt. I'm
brains
pretty sure
all
it's
over the
Jerkface
sidewalk.
butt. We tracked down their hideout, and we did the most sensible thing in any Call of Cthulhu game ever done. We called the police.
And it was surprisingly effective.
I don't even feel you can say surprisingly effective. It was exactly as effective as you would think calling the police in a warehouse full of cultists would be. They showed up, went in, cultists panicked and started shooting. Police returned fire and killed them.
You realize this is the kind of campaign where you call the cops and it turns out the cops are more cultists.
Probably.
I was briefly worried about that, but it worked out. So
I did support fire from a distance. Ended up impaling the big bad.
Well, he's not the big bad.
The big bad at
He's
the time.
head cultist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever they were trying to summon would have been the big bad.
Medium bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, the party is now in Venice, on the trail of the ancient Gremanci family, which may or may not have a part of the artifact.
To the library.
I wrote down that they have a piece of luggage.
What? You mean
I
us?
said the Gremanci family has a piece of luggage.
Okay. So noted. They have a piece of the simulacrum, which will soon become our luggage.
I think that's why I wrote luggage.
Also, I'd like you to specify to me what you're doing with the two pieces of luggage that have artifacts in them.
It's separate, non-leather pieces
One
of
is
luggage.
one is in his cooler. The other one I'm carrying around in a rolling suitcase.
Okay.
But she's also wrapped in like a present or something, right?
Yeah, it's dressed up like a Christmas present.
One of these days, I'm going to be using that arm as a weapon.
Still a terrible idea, but whatever.
Just one day you're going to be swinging at somebody, they're going to see it and go, "Oh my god, it's the arm of the simulacrum! Get him!"
Quick, call our friends. And everyone shows up. Royal Italian.
Game
Army.
over, we lose.
Anyway, how are you planning to look this up? There are several options. You could try telephone numbers.
Let's try the most basic
Household
option
names.
first. Look up Gremanci in the phone book. See if there's anyone still alive by that name. Is this library use?
Yes.
Yes, 30 out of 75.
You get about 50 names.
Okay.
It is unfortunately a moderately common last name.
I will look up records to see if there's any famous local Gremancis.
I'll ask for directions to the library.
You get them.
11. I succeeded.
Where was your search?
Looking for just like sort of like local records, see if there's any famous local Gremancis, maybe Gremancis families that own a large district somewhere.
You do see some reference to a few historical figures, but you can't find any location of a current abode.
I'm going to go to the library he's found the location of
Okay.
and see if I can find anyone there who speaks English. See if I can get someone to direct me there to tell you. Hey, on 6!
Yeah.
Actually find someone.
Turns out the guy behind the counter is actually an American.
Yay!
He has really, really bad Italian.
A kindred soul. Alright.
How can I help you?
Oh, hi there. Agnes Gertrude Bowry, Boston Globe. I'm actually doing a bit of historical
Thank God, an
research.
American.
My sentiments exact.
Family trouble sent me back here, and it's been so hard to learn this backwards language. Don't tell him I said that.
How could I?
Nana would be pissed.
I barely speak it any better than you. I mean, what's your rating, like 12? No. Mine's 18. No.
I'm running on about a 7, but I got a free check tonight, so let's see.
We'll see how the the 100 favors me. Anyway, alright, get your possession.
I'll try to boost good relations with this person by taking out of my cooler, out
There's
to this
already
line
good
of
relations.
Yeah.
Out, no,
This
you-
could
you-
only go wrong.
If you're
More-
giving them
more
American
bri-
beer,
more
if you're giving them
bribery is
American
not
beer, that's
necessary.
going to go the other way.
Damn it!
Well, he is American. Would just not do anything.
Thought of it.
Taste of home. Yep, it's as shitty as I remember.
Okay.
I'm doing a bit of research into a Gremanci family, some sort of historic family, and supposed to be from Venice. Do you have any old family anthologies, genealogies, or even old phone books?
Yeah, it's kind of a common name, but I can help you out.
Well, my thinking here is, if it's a common name, sure, but way back in history when there weren't many people in Venice, I want to see if these are people who are recent to Venice or if they've been here for a while.
So who has the highest POW rating?
Mine is 14.
Mine is 10.
12.
Me.
Make a luck roll. Spend 3 hours looking through books.
Yes. 33 out of 60.
Okay. Does that factor in the artifacts?
Yes. My luck is 70.
You managed to track down the ancestors to Count Alvice Gremanci. What you can get from an offhanded
History, have I heard that name before?
You can try to roll.
50 out of 51. Yes.
Check. He was a famous 18th century sorcerer and automaton maker.
Oh, goody.
Apparently he made great clockwork wonders for Venice.
So he makes automatons, and we're looking for a simulacrum. I think we found our boy. I'm going to see if I can track his lineage down.
Yep,
See
you
if he's got
actually
any
do.
modern ancestors.
You actually find the address of a dollmaker's workshop over
Of course, it's a dollmaker
City.
workshop.
that is owned by an Antonio Gremanci, who is the current head of that Gremanci family. It is currently about midday at this point.
Let's find lodgings,
Okay.
because I still have a broken jaw.
I'm feeling alright. Not great.
I should probably see a doctor about that, actually. I am going to see a doctor about that.
Alright. Not only do you find a hotel just across the street, but you hear about a small little clinic/hospital just a few blocks down you can check out.
Because I don't have a suspicious gunshot wound, I merely have a broken jaw. That could have happened in any number of ways.
What is Venice? It was an act of passion.
I don't even know what that means. It could have also been I slipped on a wet section of canal walk and cracked my jaw on a street.
While she's doing that, Tom will go and get them lodgings then. Go into a hotel and get out his guidebook and his phrase book and try to talk to the person behind the counter.
Okay.
Try to roll Italian. 68. Absolute utter failure. He accidentally asked
Tourist.
them what color their cat is.
Noir.
It's French.
He's a Frenchman.
Let's find Benoit. Quick, find our gunshot victim who's convalescing back in our hotel room. I do love that we have a ready-made excuse for why he might be better when he comes back, as he spent 2 game sessions sleeping on a couch, going like this.
You do find that he's been drawing blood sigils.
Damn it.
Okay. So, oh, good.
But you do manage to get lodgings.
Excellent.
Roll accounting to see if you get ripped off.
It really doesn't
I
matter.
don't think that's an accounting rule.
Currency conversion.
It would be a bargaining roll
Yeah.
for haggling a rate.
Although,
Yeah.
I'm not having you micromanage your money. You were given a wad of cash at the beginning of this adventure, and you have a wad of cash.
Yeah.
Just don't abuse this.
You have
Tom
a
gives
wad
no.
minus N cash. Also, we have Tom, who's like a billionaire. He's like Batman, basically. He's like Batman before training and discipline. He's just an angry kid with a lot of money.
Okay. You're able to give yourself some medical attention.
Yes, I am.
I'm guessing it's going to be a roll.
For what?
I think you recover 1d3.
If you spend a week in a hospital, you recover an extra D3 on top of the normal recovery rate. Basically, if you receive proper medical attention, it makes your recovery better in the course of that.
Yeah, doctor checks you out. So you got a chipped tooth or two, but he just says you'll be fine.
Did you give me any painkillers?
Yes.
I wish to point out, in the intervening time, I actually looked through the injury rules, and it turns out if you lose like half your health, you're supposed to be like bedridden. You are literally half dead. I should be having difficulty walking without assistance.
Yeah, Tom would be.
Yeah, like basically, if I'd known that, we'd have been spending a week in Milan, like in bed or in a hospital.
Yeah, Tom got down to 3. He would have been in the bed next to yours.
We are not
nearly
following that
dead.
Because then every scrape you have is just gonna bedrid all of you.
Well, I think the idea is like simple bumps, cuts, and scrapes don't make you lose a hit point. Like they're not supposed to. Like that cat attack that made him lose a hit point. I think that was a savage cat attack. Like
Yes.
latched onto your face and started gnawing on your eye kind of attack.
Okay, so you have lodging. You have received medical attention and gotten some painkillers.
Yay! Oh, this is 1922. They're good painkillers.
Yeah.
This is before they like banned things like opium and heroin.
He actually took several things out
He
of
actually
a
just
bin
gave
and
me
had you
heroin.
pick.
This is the period of history known as the Great Binge. He probably gave me heroin and cocaine.
Take one of these and one of these and call me in the morning.
Take this for the general pain, syringe of heroin, and this for the local tooth pain, bag of cocaine.
Also, if you don't go out sometime tonight in the story, you can research from the book again. I am condensing the time it takes to study spells, considering the timeline.
Yeah, I looked at the book and it's like, oh, to skim through this it takes 3 days. To read it thoroughly it takes 54 weeks. Yeah. I don't know how long it takes you to read a book, but it doesn't take me 58 hours to skim a book.
What are you doing now? It is just starting to be the afternoon.
Well, yeah, Tom's probably eating stuff out of the.
I'm actually probably just going to go to my hotel and start studying the book and resting, because my jaw hurts a lot. Should I roll Italian with my Italian dictionary bonus?
I'll give you a bonus for the dictionary, yeah.
I think it was like plus 20. Ought 1!
Ah, yeah, put a mark.
Yeah! I already had a mark in Italian.
And then make a sand check.
94.
Something finally ruffled her feathers.
1d4 sand loss. As you basically read a manual on skinning a human body
Nice.
and curing flesh.
I do too.
Now, from what you can tell from your reading, there are 3 spells in this book. From a cursory glance, you're not quite sure what they do yet. It would require a little bit more research. But you can tell, looking through them, 2 of them seem to be in a much finer, neater script that were written older. Probably by somebody else. The 3rd spell is much more modern in its writing and is written in a different ink. The first 2 spells, one seems to deal specifically with skin. The second one deals with organs and possibly the moving of them. The third one has a lot of diagrams of the human heart.
I'm calling it. The second one is induce bowel.
If you want to spend an hour or 2, you can research one of the spells and basically be able to use them by tonight.
Cool.
So you gotta pick which one, right? Which one are you gonna study?
The one with skin I don't really want to read. I'm still somewhat gun-shy about skin. I'm going to go with the more modern-looking one, actually.
Okay. This one is different because although it has basically magical diagrams, it seems more like a series of research notes that Fascia himself was making, as if he was trying to make his own spell. It looks like he was trying to find a way to swap people's hearts. However, the spell didn't work. The ritual entailed, if you spend an hour or two the day prior, and then the next day, point at somebody nearby. You create this failed spell that induces a heart attack.
Cool.
This is not how the spell is supposed to work, but it looks like it can be made use of. I can also give you the mechanics for it if you want.
So I walk away for 5 seconds. And
Probably
she gets
best
an
just
instant
email me
kill
that.
spell.
Okay.
So next time I went to a guy with a gun, you can just stop, start. That'll be helpful.
Possibly.
That'll be helpful.
I don't know if I want. I'm guessing I lose sanity every time I prepare that spell ritual. So I'm not sure if I want to do that constantly. Oh, does it just hang around until you use it?
Yeah. Basically, you have to do the preparation to get that one round effect happen.
Okay, it's like you can't chain uses of it, basically.
Yeah.
Just be careful not to pick your nose.
I found a daily spell.
It will cost you sanity to use.
Well, it should. Even if magic didn't inherently do that, it should.
Well, I mean specifically not when the ritual's being done, but when you actually cast it.
Yeah. If I still have time, I'm totally gonna prepare that spell.
I will say that in your first researching of it, that will allow you to prepare it.
Cool. What's involved in this preparation? Does it involve like murdering a chicken or something?
Crawl down to room service for a live chicken.
It involves chanting, magic circle, a strange, almost waltz around a large circle carved into the floor.
Carved or drawn?
Drawn, actually, sorry.
So I don't want to carve the floor in the hotel room.
As well as taking a knife, making a little prick on the chest, so the tip of the blade is covered in blood. After that point, a smaller symbol is drawn into the middle of the circle with the blood-tipped knife. It will glow, and the ritual has been completed. If the circle is disturbed after that, it is perfectly fine.
Question. Are you doing that while we're in the room?
No. We have no knowledge of this.
Yeah.
It's in the lobby of the hospital.
Lobby? Like with everyone in there? What's that lady doing? Probably nothing important. Does she have a knife? I'm sure it's fine. I will totally do that with some chalk on the floor. And then I will wash up the blood shot.
You have prepared the spell Stop Heart.
Nice.
That is the textbook description. Although you may or may not be a little disconcerted that you're using a failure of the spell.
I'm sure there's downsides. I'm sure if you do it a bunch, it like makes your jaw, makes your heart explode.
It is now the afternoon.
That's my afternoon. What are you guys up to?
Well, I ate lunch, wandered around for a little bit, see what's what general things are around. Maybe I could try to find where the guy's plate lives. What's that guy's plate name?
Yeah, doll workhouse?
Yeah, the doll workhouse.
Yeah, you're given an address. You can find it.
Yeah, I'll find
We'll
it.
spot it.
Until the second one.
Yes.
While you're adventuring through the city, every now and again you spot somebody in a stark black shirt. No insignia. Nothing. They're either having coffee or doing something else and talking to somebody. Just a black shirt.
Different people or the same person?
Different people.
They're Italian fascists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
I mean, none of us know much about them because they're new, but yeah.
But they look like the people who will ruin your day.
Tom thinks it's the newest fashion trend and goes out and buys a black shirt.
He was basically unstoppable in combat.
What's the joke?
All the tough guys are wearing them. This must be like a gang thing.
Tom would still be at the hotel, probably at the hotel bar ordering food.
Alright.
And so then
Ooh,
I finally
getting your
actually
food at the
dominated.
hotel bar. How adventurous.
He also hardly killed.
You must be a terrible tourist.
And that is
Please tell me when you go touring, you don't just eat at the hotel bar.
Well, he's basically just like passively following you guys around because he's bored. So he's like, oh, new place, new food. When he gets bored of that food, he'll go find somewhere else.
And after you sit at the bar for a while, somebody actually comes up and sits beside you. It's Giorgio.
Maria's.
Yes.
Sorry, I have that in my notes.
And he goes,
They're sideways now.
Yeah, well, I write sideways, so my notebook was this way, and all my notes were just not on the lines. So I just...
it looks like you have a mental problem.
No, like normal.
No
Sometimes
more
I do
Scotty
this when I'm writing.
Anyways, he's like, thank you again for your help, for all of you. Unfortunately, he has been a bit of a pain to all of us. Rossini, he spits. It wasn't always this way. See, I was actually planning to marry her. Her dad didn't approve. But I was hoping through hard work and effort that he'd see the way and agree. He's gone.
Tom yeah. When you're saying the whole like, maybe through hard work, he'll try, like he kind of like snorts, but like covers up by like pretending to choke on his drink. Yeah, he would come around totally. Tom's just kind of sitting there like, like, why is this guy talking to me?
The funeral for Maria's father is going to be in 2 days. All of you are invited. She doesn't have many people who will be coming to it. It would probably make her day, especially with how things have been lately.
I'll let the gang know. Where is the funeral?
Oh, it's, he tells you the place.
Okay. Is that, like, there's a loud noise from outside? Someone drops a can in the kitchen? Okay.
It is now late night. Are you heading to bed?
Yeah, Tom's probably going to go check out the local nightlife.
Okay.
Wander around till he finds his people.
And what are you two doing?
It's late night, you say? Or how long did it take me to do ritual?
The sun's just starting to set.
Okay. I'll go meet up with you guys again.
Okay.
Find Tom in the hotel bar, my person. Seriously, the hotel bar? Come on, let's go somewhere decent.
He's like, eh.
I try to find a good restaurant.
As they're leaving, he's like, oh yeah, right, we were invited to the funeral. Or to a
I roll 72 on a navigate check and get us lost.
Not hard.
Find job.
You get lost. The stars are out, and just the buildings are black, and the streets are empty and devoid of people. And off in the distance, you hear screaming. You hear "Morte, Morte!" In a woman's voice.
I'm running that way. I do know what that means. I'm getting good at my Italian rolls for this session.
What is it? What is it?
Death or murder. Running that
I
way.
didn't realize it meant murder.
You make your way down a series of alleyways, trying to find where this voice came from. You just can't. You lose the trail.
It's a maze.
And it's now late night, about 2, 3 a.m.
Do I run into anyone else? That I might be able to ask about that. See if they know where that came from.
As they're walking back to the hotel, Tom turns to Agnes. It's like, yeah, much more interesting than the hotel bar.
Oh yeah. Hey, I mean, we got lost, but there's restaurants all over the place. We're gonna find somewhere.
Get back.
Alright.
Relatively easy.
Nope, 69 out of 10. None of us have navigate, just he does.
Yeah, no, 90.
Actually, are you with
I'm
us?
just seeing how long it takes to go.
Nah, I'm already at the hotel.
We're gonna have to like steal
live
someone's
chicken
laundry
inside.
off the thing,
I
like
found
set
a
up a
chicken.
tent. I paid for no.
We had to make camp. We'll make for summit in the morning.
We flagged down one of those stupid tourist gondolas.
There's this really stupid RPG where you play as
Yes, flagged down a
Turns
tourist.
out the reason we couldn't find the hotels, we were on the wrong fucking island.
Yes, that was the answer.
We were walking back and forth across the whole island, like, where the hell is it? I swear it was here. Oh wait, we
We
took
walked
a
through all of
boat.
Venice. No, just part of it.
and like that was one.
Okay. You make your way back to the hotel. Rest for the night.
Yeah, they make it back to the hotel, and they discover there's a live chicken resting on the bed.
A live chicken?
Why?
Well, there was this toxic chicken, so I thought it'd be kind of amusing if John brought home a live chicken.
There is no chicken.
Oh, you're not gonna let me have a chicken?
You can buy a live
You
chicken.
can buy a live chicken.
I'm gonna buy a live chicken.
It makes a lot of noise. and you guys are sleepy. You don't want to put up with this shit.
Chickens don't make that. And they're
Tom
alone
kicks
anyway.
the chicken out of the room. We keep the cooler.
At rate.
Yeah, it's actually, command base is very
Wait, you
You just sleep
kicking?
in the hallway.
You're kicking the chicken out?
And you.
No, I won't. I
Do you
won't.
sleep against the door, cradling the chicken?
Don't worry, Senor Clucks. I still love you.
Yeah.
Sleeps much better
Yeah,
knowing the
hobo
crazy guy.
experience. This is nothing.
Yeah, this is luxury. I have a roof. The next day, there is breakfast down in the eating area at the hotel. Food's all there. And Shooter is there. The golfer from the trade.
Nice.
He's like, it's you three. Oh man, I played a wonderful round yesterday. You should have been there. It was amazing. Granted, a few went in the canal.
I was about to ask, did you do great or did you do hilariously? Because there's two kinds of fun golf. The kind where you do really well unexpectedly, and the kind where just
Of
hilariously
course I
bad
did well. I won $50.
Nice.
I'm a betting man. Anyway, he holds up a paper. Do you see the news?
No, I didn't.
Apparently some guy was killed last night.
Oh. Take the paper from him, take a look at it.
The newspaper, it is that the police have, a woman has been sent to the insane asylum after witnessing the gruesome murder of her boyfriend, who was found impaled upon a 10-foot iron spike and torn at the throat.
Was it the...
Was it the
The
person that we were
Giorgio?
just talking about?
No, it is not. She is being held by the police.
Kind of looks at Agnes. You're going to want to investigate this, aren't you?
Yep.
That's what I
And
thought.
also,
It
as you're
was
looking over the
haste.
paper, a letter comes in. Miss Stagliani's maid is actually here and hands you a short letter. It thanks you for your help yesterday, as well as inviting you to the funeral and to visit her home, address given. You're free to visit her anytime you're in Venice.
And we also have to check out Antonio Gremanci place.
So what do you do?
Strongly tempted to suggest splitting up, but it's always a terrible idea. Because there's the dollmakers to investigate, and there's Maria to go with.
There's always the crazy lady being killed by the cops.
It's true, there are three things we could do. We could just divvy this up. We don't
I'll
know
go
it's a
stake
terrible
up.
idea yet.
Are you hoping that splitting the party twice will create a double negative?
Kinda? Well, actually, my logic is if we get into a gunfight, everyone in the gunfight will die, so this way only a third of the party will die. This is Cthulhu logic.
I'll go stake out the gunmaker. Or the gunmaker? The dollmaker's place.
Dollmaker place.
Okay.
That's one of the
Do you want to visit Maria?
Crazy lady?
No, Maria.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I'll go visit the crazy lady.
Okay. We'll start with you. You go to the police station, and behind the counter is an officer. Can I help you?
Buonasera. Sarah. Agnes Gertrude Mallory, Boston Globe. I was looking to do a report about the murder that took place.
Oh, that.
Well, is it a murder or is it just suspicious death? Do we know anything yet?
I'm
As
not.
I realized that we don't actually know it was a murder yet. I'm sure it was. It's Cthulhu, but
I'm not sure how much I can say. I'm gonna go talk to my boss.
oh well, I wouldn't worry about it. I work for a foreign paper. It wouldn't even appear in print for months, and even then, it would only be printed stateside.
Well, some people think she did it, but she's off a rocker, very off a rocker. She just keeps shouting and screaming. She tried scratching through the brickwork of her cell, leaving her with no fingernails. We have bandaged those up, but it hasn't helped. Man, he was attacked by some animal. I don't know what it is, but it ripped across his throat. How he ended up on the spike, I don't know. It was actually part of a monument, part of the architecture.
Which architecture was that?
Oh, just some random piece of buttressing on an old building.
More people being staked to architecture. Perhaps there's a connection.
We have her in a holding cell, but That might not do you any good. You won't get much of an interview from her.
Well, I have some experience interviewing asylum patients, and she might be more responsive to me. She might be just jumpy about anyone in uniform. You know.
All right. He leads you to one of the holding cells, and you see this woman, hair disheveled, fingertips red through bandages. She grabs the bar and just starts screaming in Italian.
Nope. Talking too fast.
Just screaming, and shaking the bars.
Hello. I'm Agnes.
She screams louder.
How are you feeling?
Screams even louder.
I'm hoping if I just continue talking normally, it will help wind her down.
While holding on to the bars, she leans back, smashes her head into the bar, and just keeps doing it.
I'm going to try and catch her head or try and stop her from doing it.
Okay.
Should I roll something to not
I'm not going
get
to say
bitten or something?
But you managed to
Can
stop
I roll
her from doing it again. She's bleeding from the forehead.
Can I try psychoanalysis to try and calm her down?
Yes.
Nope. 98.
It's notions.
Crit fail.
Ooh.
So could you perhaps be a little less insane?
Ravel. No.
Is there anything? Can I go psychology on her behavior and figure out if she's faking this?
Yeah, roll.
36. Yep.
She's distraught. Loco in the cocoa. She's crazy. Probably from witnessing something. The officer nudges you on the shoulder. Oh, you're a foreigner.
Tragic.
Isn't it chilling? You know, I'm a Christian myself, and it's...
I love that the Italian guy feels like he's specifying these Christians. Of course you are. You're Italian in Italy in 1920. He probably was like, I'm a religious man, so, well, duh. Hey, I don't suppose you're Catholic by any chance? Basically, yes. No.
No, Protestant.
Immediately he's just come down.
That's all you can get from her at the moment.
Listen, sorry to tread on your time anymore, but would it be possible for me to get a look at the medical examiner or coroner's report on the man?
We don't have a full report yet. It only just happened, relatively speaking.
Would you be tremendously adverse if I went and took a look around the crime scene? Not actually entering anything, obviously.
Oh, it's blocks away, and I can't do that.
Alright.
In fact, as you're having this conversation, another officer comes out from one of the offices. Seems to have a bit higher status with his badges. And you recognize the face. It's Rossini.
Ah.
And that mustachioed bastard takes
I
a look
look
at you.
away before he catches my eye.
Who's Rossini?
The guy that was threatening Maria.
He was the guy with the fascists when you first got here on the train. Now might be a good time to leave.
Yep. I am leaving.
You're staking out the dollhouse?
Yep.
Okay. You'll find the dollhouse.
Is there a gelato shop across the street?
Yes.
Probably a gelato shop across the street. We'll go to the gelato shop and get a gelato. And be
There's a gelato
inconspicuous.
shop beside a gelato shop.
Yeah, I pretty much figured.
In fact, there's a third gelato shop just on top.
Now, did Rossini notice me or not?
You don't know.
Well, he'd have done something if he looked at me. Like, did I actually meet eyes with him, or did I just see him in his way?
Roll up.
No, he saw me. 92.
Yeah, he saw you.
Alright.
He just gives you a cold stare.
I give him a friendly wave.
He sends 3 black shirts out to beat your ass.
Well, there's going to be 2 in a minute. And I'm pretty sure the remaining 2 are going to go, what the fuck? And run away. Try me. I should totally just blow him up right now. In the middle of a police station. Prove it was me. I'm so tempted.
Holy shit.
Let's see, how far can we derail this campaign today?
I'm actually really tempted, but I don't think it wouldn't be something Agnes would do.
Roll on your sanity. See if you're crazy enough.
No.
It's not quite that.
Eventually, you may be given a reason.
Yeah.
But you stake up the dollhouse.
Yeah.
You can tell there's some people working in it. There's a guy behind the counter inside. See the window. Nothing suspicious.
Is there,
A lot of dolls, though. They're kind of staring out the window at you.
yeah. Don't suppose there's a sign that says that has some like open since insert a really long time ago date here.
Yes.
There is. Convenient. Well, he'll finish his gelato and then go in and peruse the shop.
Okay. Shelf upon shelf of dolls.
He
Cloth, ceramic, some old, some new.
He suppresses a shudder. I was gonna say he'll wait for someone to come and, inquire after him as customer service agents are wont to do, except I realize he's in Europe and...
Except then you realized it's Europe and
Yeah.
1920 and
Exactly.
customer service is...
Not a thing.
Do you want that wrapped?
Yeah.
There's several display cases lining some of the walls, as well as an old couch. In one of the display cases is a prosthetic leg.
There's something underneath. That's pretty
The little sign on it says that it is a prosthetic leg from the Napoleon's Italian campaign.
Birchwood. Does it look simulacrum-y?
No.
Okay. Didn't think so. Just
He
thought
said
I'd
it was
check.
made of wood.
Yeah. Thought I would check.
The man behind the counter.
Now, that said, it might be a Birchwood model of these shoes. Ask him if it's a model, or if it's based on something, or if it's an actual leg.
Tom realizes he's very bad at this, walks out of the store and goes to find Agnes.
I'm like across town, not up.
Roll a socially awkward check.
He'll go back to the hotel.
That is a skill now.
You're a customer in a store. You being rude is not going to be that big a deal. He just won't like you. And maybe he'll spit on whatever you buy. And after you leave, he'll go, asshole.
He'll find the least creepy looking doll and then go up to the counter.
Okay. Oh, that one. Made her myself.
Yeah.
Her name's Annabelle.
I'm not happy how she turned out. She doesn't have quite the piercing, soul-rending gaze that I'm accustomed to generating. I'm not sure what went wrong.
And be careful.
I sacrificed just as many goats when I made it.
Be careful, one of the eyes has a bad tendency of popping out. I fixed that with some hide glue, but...
Well, I'll be sure to tell that to my cousin. Mine is for my cousin.
Sure. You said that with all the believability
Yeah.
of somebody saying, I'm buying it for the articles.
Yeah.
No, you said it with all the believability of a guy going to a lingerie shop and saying, I'm buying these panties for my girlfriend. Right. You're buying those 42-inch waist panties for your girlfriend. Alright, sure. Alright. Would you like a bra with that? I'm gonna guess an A cup. Sorry.
That's alright.
Did I break your brain?
I'm trying really, really, really hard right now not to picture everybody in the store. It's underwear.
That is what the man is wearing underneath his normal clothes.
I'm sorry, I can't look at any of
And
you.
he's 80.
Yep.
Anyway.
Broke Amber again.
So you guys have been, it's not a silent side, you guys have been here for a while, I take it?
Oh, a long time.
Always been a doll shop?
Yeah. Well, we're making some
Sorry.
marionettes, door mannequins, all that kind of stuff.
So
It's been a family business for generations.
dolls, puppets, vaguely humanoid things that move sometimes when you don't want them to. Okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, no. He's like, no, totally fine. He's holding the doll, just like kind of like awkwardly, like he doesn't really want to be touching it. What got your family started on in this business?
Well, most likely because we are descended from Count Gremanci himself.
Sorry, I'm not from here. Count Gremanci?
Oh, stories say he was a magician.
Magician,
How
like,
long it takes.
what? What's up with the prosthetic leg?
Oh wow, that's actually actually a prosthetic leg from time when Napoleon had his armies here.
That's what the sign says, but why is it in a doll shop?
Well, apparently Count Gremanci, when he was running his place, he actually bought it off a soldier, or traded. I'm not sure on the details, but it's an amazing historical piece, especially for its time. My family's actually helped make some prosthetics before.
Oh yeah.
Back in the older days, when prosthetics were normally just wood or bone or a bit of metal, even to this day, although making them in a plastic now does have its own issues. But there's a
Plastic.
lot of...
What?
Oh yeah, this is we still make wooden prosthetics.
Yes. This is plastic shit.
Anyway, sorry.
We live in the future.
What's plastic? Ah, it's a wonder material of the future.
Sorry, I had my next question, and then I just my brain went to the place again.
It's getting cold. Just get the air conditioner.
Sorry.
We
One of those
explained to her
things
the stuff that Crazy Walrus gave us a suitcase and money.
Everyone is up to date on why they are here.
So you
Oh, yeah,
know,
no, yeah,
you know
no.
one of the pieces was supposed
Yeah,
to
I
be
know.
bought off of a soldier.
Yeah, I know. That's where I was thinking. Train of thought got derailed. Anyway.
By even more creative thought.
Actually, it was Edgar Wellington also bought the scroll off of a French soldier.
Yeah, there's been a lot of.
Or at least he claimed he did.
He bought the scroll of soldier, but this is that this part was in possession by Napoleon's army.
It seems to be like, oh, that's actually
One
kind
of
of
the
cool.
pieces was owned by an officer of Napoleon's army. I remember that as well. And was sold to a member of the Gremanci now.
I was just having a conversation with one of the people I'm traveling with about the war and how things are being traded so frequently, and how now there's famous paintings, places where you wouldn't expect to find them.
Oh yeah, it's
All kinds of-
amazing the things you find in people's attics.
Did you guys find did
You should see some of the dolls we have. I found a doll that was made 100 years ago, and it was just in a floorboard. It was amazing.
That sounds really exciting.
It was a little ragged, but I put it together. In fact, you have it right now.
Oh, the
Isn't the touching up amazing? I had to redo all the stitch work. Even had to restuff her.
lovely.
What was his name?
Do you know the
Was it Edgar Wellington?
you know the name of the sorry? So he tries to distract the conversation from the doll again. So what else did your
People when I'm not there.
problem? What else did your ancestor trade? Anything else interesting off the soldier people? Or?
Not that I know of. All I know is that he somehow got the prosthetic. I mean, it's weird because that's not what he's known for.
No,
You must have heard the stories.
stories.
Like, it's silly, but they called him like a wizard or something. He made great automatons and dolls that moved on their own, but no, he was just really good with clockwork. He actually helped make several parts of grandfather clocks. You know, the little parts that would come up when it would chime and then move about and then go in?
It's like
He helped do that. The amount of
goody.
detail you need to carve each little part and weight it.
Your grandfather clock with cuckoo clock.
Cuckoo clock.
Yeah.
he's like, oh yeah,
Oh, guys.
the world would be such a dark and unhappy place without those noisy little birds. He says, trying to sound as not bitter as possible. Imagine traumatic childhood experience involving grandparents' house and loud cuckoo clocks.
You or your character?
Character. Not me personally. A reminder that a cuckoo clock has a good sense to shut them
Would you like a tour of the workshop?
Oh, that sounds fascinating.
I mean, it looks like you love dolls.
Oh, yes.
I mean, just look at how you've hit it off with Annabelle.
Yes. My cousin will love it.
My
She'd be very.
incredibly creepy cousin will love this.
She'd be heartbroken if I got home and told her I had the chance to have a tour and pass it up. So I better have this tour. You don't have to show me now. Don't leave anything out.
Okay, well, come this way. I'll show you some of the workers. He opens up a big door in the back, and the store actually goes on for a little bit behind it. From the outside, it looks really thin. It's got a lot of depth to it. And there's walls upon walls of parts of dolls. And there's several working desks. There's a back door with a big bolt on it. There's another door in the back. And he's like, oh, I should show you. Well, I call it the archive, although it's really more of a storeroom. It's back from originally when the store was founded. It leads you to the back room. And there's even more dolls, although they're dusty. Just incredibly dusty. There's like a whole set of just left arms hanging from like a string, kind of like pieces of garlic. And there's like a basket of heads.
He steps as far
One of them
away
even
from
has a
that-
full set of eyes.
He steps as far away from the heads as possible while following.
And in the back of the room, you actually see a rusty old safe vault-like door.
That looks really fancy for a doll shop.
Oh, that hasn't been open in about 100 years. It was before the current before the current method of record keeping here. So I'm guessing it's a family thing. There's probably nothing important in there.
You've never
I've
opened it?
literally never been curious in all the years I've worked here and seen this giant vault door every day. Not once did it occur to me to try and open it.
It's asked, and he points
I
out.
call bullshit.
He points out that because of how it is a corner on the canal, there is no more than a 6 foot by 6 foot space in there. He does show the key though. So,
Have you ever looked at it?
Yeah, this is the thing. Like,
You know,
this
it
whole
doesn't,
time,
have money in it.
this whole time you've never looked at it?
I'm sorry. If my great-grandfather had money in that vault, he would have spent it.
Yeah, but what if you bought some antique doll in there? Wouldn't you want to know?
I have literally never considered that in 100 years. I'm seriously straining on that one module.
It could have been your grandfather's last
Now,
masterpiece.
like, if he didn't have a way to open it, I could maybe buy that.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna cook up some story about his family being locksmiths and try and crack it open for him. Okay.
But yeah, I tried a few
Don't
times.
feel bad, man. You didn't write this.
I tried a few times, but I can't even turn the key.
Did you try turning it the other way?
Yes.
Actually, I think I figured out why he might not have opened it. If the safe itself is an antique, he might not want to break a valuable antique safe. Like, the safe itself is worth something. So it's just like, yeah, there might be money in it, but I mean, I don't need money right now. The safe itself is worth money. I
Yeah.
could always pawn it later.
Bro, you know, my family, it's like, my grandfather was a locksmith. I know a little bit about it. I could see if I could open it for you.
Without damaging it. Just lie about how safe crackers actually open safes. No, we don't just drill the tumblers out. No, not at all. Sledgehammer's barely involved.
Well, why a pig? There's a key here. I mean,
Well, no, I was saying,
you just
I was
said
saying,
stuff.
hand me the key. I can see if I can tell what's wrong with the lock. I was never great with.
all right.
Yeah. All right, so you'll put the key in the lock and attempt to open
Are you
it.
gonna steal the key and replace it with a fake key?
I was actually looking at my sheet for sleight of hand, but I realized it's not on this version of the sheet. My other version had it as a thing, but since this one didn't have it,
I think it's concealed.
What's your strength?
11. I have a plus 1d4 damage bonus.
She is huge, though. Like, what's your size?
14.
Yeah, you're huge.
Really?
Like, the tallest, biggest you can possibly be is 18. Like, you're not Andre the Giant, but you're like a wrestler size.
And your strength is 11?
Yeah. I didn't
Roll.
realize I was so big.
Roll, make a strength check.
You're like,
Just so I have to roll under 11?
Nope. I actually compare its strength statistic to your strength statistic, and then there's a percentage you got to roll
Oh,
under.
okay.
30.
I got 32.
Oh, the key turns a little bit.
You know, I think with just a little bit of elbow grease, I think I can get this.
have you considered oiling the lock?
I don't carry oil on me. Oh, wait! Do you have any oil? Yeah.
Yes.
Like, he's a... He builds things.
Yes, yo, if you
Gotta
bring that
have
over, I
tools.
think I can actually get this open for you.
Okay. Roll again, but I'm going to say you only need to roll under 50.
78! What's wrong with these dice? You were so nice to me last week. You're throwing in the bag of shame. You two are coming out again. Huh.
You spend another 2 hours, and finally, you turn it in the lock.
Actually, while he's there, he'll think of something to ask the guy to, something else for the guy to get, and I'm trying to think whether, well, Tom wouldn't have any keys on him.
You get it turned. It just takes a long time.
Oh, you actually get it open?
You've got it
okay.
after 2 hours.
Oh,
Get it
sorry.
open.
I thought it was just spending 2 hours trying
Like
fruitlessly
2
to open
hours
the safe.
taking like a pick and scraping off rust inside the lock, bit by bit.
So we got a safe open. What is in the safe?
Empty.
It's old down.
It's like Al Capone's vault. You open it, just fog billows out.
There's
Poisons
a
you.
little more depth to the vault than you're expecting, but it's only about a person wide. But inside of
Convenient
it,
metric of measurement. It's about as wide as a person. About as tall as a person, too. It contains a person.
and there are sagging
Very-
wooden shelves
Yeah.
on both sides that have great
I'm picturing that like
brass tubes, about this big.
and please tell me they're not filled with some kind of deadly neurotoxin.
You don't know what's in them. You can examine them.
I will examine them.
You can tell that there are Roman numerals on them.
Ah, Roman numerals. Fancy. Are they consecutive Roman numerals? Are they all the same Roman numerals?
You think they might be dates.
Dates. And they're glass?
Brass.
Oh, brass. I thought you said glass. I'm like, how can I not tell what's in them if they're glass?
There is a lot of them in here. Some of them are even scattered across the floor. When you open them, there are scrolls inside.
Oh,
They are just Italian writing. Looks like just record keeping and bookkeeping. You could spend the rest of the day here looking through them, trying to find out.
You got a guy with you who speaks Italian.
yeah, it's good. How good.
And also,
Wow, this is interesting. Let's research.
If he let you open them,
Yeah.
they're clearly not his.
He does point out that if these are actually our shop records, then these are all the way from before the 1850s.
Cool.
So, wow, we should look at this. This is an interesting opportunity. Let's research.
Researching it each day, you could either make library use or a spot hidden roll.
I'll roll spot hidden because that's much better than library use.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Noon passes, and a disgusting smell wafts through one of the
It's the tide.
windows. And it's not normal. It's putrid flesh.
I smell this where I am.
Yes, you do.
Can I roll Cthulhu Mythos?
Yes.
No! Ah, so close. I got on 8 out of on 7. Ah!
And in only a moment, it's gone.
He's gonna
Oh, does
turn
reading
to.
the spellbook give me any Mythos points?
Yes. I
Because if it gives me even 1, I pass.
I'll say yeah, it gives you 5 points.
Cool. Crazier and crazier.
That is the stench of human decay and magic.
Tom will turn to his buddy and be like, oh, that was severely unpleasant.
Are you also?
I'm visiting this. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
we haven't got to that point yet.
So sorry.
I might have gone back to the hotel, found that they're not, because she's been there for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm going to see how long his thing takes, because we may or may not have met up after whatever it was.
There's no real write-up for meeting Mary at this time, so you just talk to her and say hi.
Okay.
Hi, I have a chicken.
Okay.
His
I'm
name
gonna-
is Senor Clucksworth.
I'm going to say
Clucksworth? No, Clucksworth.
it's different.
He's a German chicken. He has an eye patch.
You will have plenty of time during his research to look up to get back to the dollhouse and find out what's going on, as well as also helping with the search.
Yep. We actually would have both gotten back to the hotel because my thing didn't take long either.
Helping with the search, eh?
Spot hidden or library use? You can only pick one.
Library
Spot
is-
hidden.
I don't make it.
It's like, how did it yours?
22.
Actually, my spot hidden's better, and I do make it.
What's the impale ratio?
Did you impale a spot hidden check?
1/5
1/5.
of your skill.
Alright, what's 1/5 of 93?
How do you have a 93 spot hidden?
What did you roll?
22.
You can't possibly impale it. 1/5 of 100 is 20. So anything 20 or above is never going to impale. Anyway, I succeeded a spot. Both of us. I think. Did you succeed spot hidden? Yeah, we both did.
He was distracted by the fact that it's all written in Italian and he can barely read English.
And you always get the feeling of eyes on the back of your neck. And you look out the vault door, you see some of the dolls.
Dolls.
Just there.
Where's Annabelle? Where I left her?
You're holding Annabelle.
Disappeared.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure
Do
she
you
was
remember?
right where I left her.
Like there you were looking through the scrolls, and then there's Annabelle.
I really wanted to make a journey quest book.
Anyway,
Occasionally you leave her on her shelf and you go somewhere, and when you come back, she's not there. She's on a different table.
you find a brass tube, and you find a brass tube, each with a different record, although they seem to coincide. The first one you have found, after translating some of the Roman numerals, is that it dates to August 1797. It lists sundry expenses. It goes through some of the materials needed to purchase some of these dolls, as well as the purchase of an artificial leg from a French soldier. The soldier left with a new wooden leg and 100 lyre, which was the currency at the time. There's also reference that the Count bought the limb because it was posed of some strange ceramic stone. He could not tell, but he was intrigued by the design. What you find is the record that the leg of a statue in the courtyard of the Palazzo Rezionani, anyway, someplace, the Palazzo, a noble's palace that's in Vienna, Venice. It was damaged by
How do
lightning.
you spell it?
Rezzoniani.
Rezzoniai.
Yes.
Can I see?
Huh. I don't actually know.
See, it's a weird word. It's not just me this time.
It's a blow up really.
Anyway, it states that lightning damaged one of the statues there, specifically the leg of the statue. And that for some weird...
Can I have my thing back so I can keep making notes, please?
Hold on, I want
Copy
to...
it
Feel free
down.
to look up later.
I will
Copy
wait.
it down.
Alright, copy that.
Wouldn't it be
This record-
Rossiniana?
What is it? Plaza or something?
Yeah.
Or, more Italian.
Anyway, this record is from November 1810, 13 years after the previous purchase. It states that,
Sorry, what did you say? What was the date?
1810, 13 years
Yeah,
after.
I thought you said 1910. I'm like, that's not 13 years.
Says that a statue in the courtyard had one of its legs damaged by this bolt of lightning. And for some reason, the count at the time was ordered by the nobles to replace it, or else be charged with treason. However, if he succeeded with making a new leg, he would then be put on trial as a witch. There is no detail about why. Apparently,
So this
a
is one of
limb of
those
the exact
lose-lose
dimensions needed.
situations.
Yep.
Yes. The workmen, luckily, managed to... Everything succeeded, though, when the workmen fashioned a limb of the exact dimensions needed of an odd ceramic cast. And the Count himself fixed it to the statue so cunningly that none could find fault in it. The Austrians, convinced by the earlier purchase, record this as a miracle and dropped all charges.
I'll go get my sledgehammer.
Gonna vandalize public property? You are pretty confident that this is a leg of the simulacrum.
Yeah.
and that it is in the palace. Oh yeah, or at least it was there in 1810.
Now, the guy that got impaled on a piece of statuary, was it? Or was it part of a building?
Buttress is part of the building.
Okay.
Just checking.
Yeah, it's just an important check there.
Trust me, statues aren't coming to life.
Yes. Dude, this is a doll shop owned by, like, the descendant of a famous alleged sorcerer. You know all that crap can be animated. It probably gets it to build itself.
And yeah,
Oh, you need your doll repaired? Here, I'll have it fix
Yeah,
its
no,
own
man.
leg.
I'm going for broke on this.
in Italian, the AI is an I.
Which one?
Or a. The AI at the end of the word would be pronounced A.
A?
Yeah.
So,
So, Resoniane. Resoniane? Resoniane.
Resoniane. Yeah, I think that would be what it was.
Okay.
Maybe.
I don't suppose that the rich
Resoniane.
lady's dad's being buried in a palace with a fancy statue. Didn't think so.
Better question, is this palace currently occupied?
It's actually like a museum.
Sweet! We can just go and tourist it. I'll buy a Hawaiian shirt to go with my terrible camera and a big floppy hat.
We're
And
not
sandals.
chasing the door. What do you mean all the features turned out to be of security features? That's obviously I'm not very
Sorry, I
good
got a
at aiming this
lazy
thing.
eye.
Wait, you can aim through the lens?
It's not open to the public, but if you do ask for a tour, it is a possibility. They have had issues with vandalism.
Tom will put on his nice suit jacket, and once he's informed of this by the people who actually know what's going on, that is. Because he does it, because he couldn't read the scrolls. Tom actually doesn't know what's going on, so
there's a
I'll act
lot of tubes here, right? A lot of brass tubes.
Yep. They all have paper. Throughout that search, you went through all of them.
So none of them were any of those weird scrolls that we have to find.
No.
The only one we found before was like, what, this big and made of leather.
It's Italian bookkeeping.
Yeah.
ancient Italian bookkeeping to be clear.
Any chance you could steal the record that says where the leg ended up?
I have a pretty good conceal.
Because I don't really want cult boys tracking this place down.
Oh, hey, look, a squirrel.
96. That is a no.
God damn it.
What was the roll?
96.
To try and pocket the scroll. Unless I can distract the guy, I guess.
Okay.
Can I distract
Talk
him
to him
fast
about
enough? I succeed. I probably managed to at least distract him such that he doesn't notice you were trying to steal it, but I don't think you get to steal it.
You probably asked him a question, a different document. He translates it. But yeah, he doesn't witness the scrolls.
Attempted theft. The failure is actually it just doesn't fit in your coat. You're just like, they're like, The conundrum. First instance of the word schmooze in my notes.
I'm surprised, actually.
Well, I don't usually write down an intent to do something.
Alright, so we're done here?
There's a place you can investigate.
Take
It is
Annabelle
starting
with
to get
you?
night though.
I bought her already. I think I have to.
Annabelle waves.
Ah.
Sad check.
Hey, wait, can we pass any beggar children?
Yes.
He gives them the doll.
They run.
Here, kid, have a doll. I don't want your haunted doll.
Please take it.
Sorry, kid, I'm all filled up on haunted dolls. I got a whole basement full of them.
See, that is how Tom's sanity got so low. He was the one being handed haunted dolls.
Basement full of haunted dolls.
Actually, then he'll swing by a post office on the way home. Oh, it's too late. He'll swing by a post office tomorrow.
Just leave it on the doorstep.
That
won't be creepy.
I got the perfect solution. We'll give the doll to my chicken.
Yeah.
I don't really want the possessed doll to transfer its evil to the possess the chicken. I don't want it possessing something with autonomous movement.
Yeah, the beak. Let's not forget the beak.
Yeah.
Chickens are mean, scary.
Yes, they are.
creatures.
There's a reason the term pecking order exists. That's where it comes from. Female chickens actually decide who's the boss chicken by just pecking the shit out of each other. They're mean.
That's pretty universal with females of any species.
Not really. Usually it's males that do that.
Yeah.
Don't spend enough time with girls.
So, where's the party going?
To sleep.
Valid option, yes.
So, we going to ask for a tour? Wait.
Well, it's late now, so
Yeah.
my only concern is someone might just break in and steal it while we're sleeping.
Or we could break in and steal it.
Roll an idea check.
I succeed. Handle it.
Generally, these places always have somebody hired as a caretaker. You may be able to bug them and get entry.
Also, he would probably be more susceptible to being bribed if he let us look around.
Well, then again, when the leg goes missing the next day, he'll be like, well, you know, there were these 3 suspicious Americans in here last night.
Well, by then, we will perhaps be gone.
I would rather not steal the thing if possible.
I think that's the only way we're getting the simulation.
The other concern I have is we need to break a statue to get it.
I have a
Assuming
robot.
it's even still there.
Okay, maybe the one on display will have been replaced by
Is this statue like inside the palette? No, it's in the courtyard, yeah? Is it like visible from the road? Like walking by, could we see if the leg's already missing?
You don't know.
Okay.
we can swing by it on the way back to the hotel.
Yeah, let's at least do that.
You actually see several recesses in the walls around the outer courtyard where statues look like they would eat. But they are empty. You do notice that this building also has a very large clock tower that looks to be slightly more modern than it.
Captain Clock Pants, perhaps.
In fact, the clock strikes an hour.
Oh, god damn
Statue
it.
come out with a...
I know what it is.
Yeah.
That's why the bells are creepy.
And 2 doors open up. And from one comes out an angel with a trumpet. From the other, death with sickle. They both move their arms back and forth, and then the angel retreats. Death stands there for a few seconds and retracts back through the door at Captain.
Do either of them look like the description of the statue? That may have been refurbished, perhaps.
They are 2 of the known statues in the courtyard.
Yep.
You could find a tourist pamphlet on the place that would have pictures of all of them. Find that there is Death, Angel. Now, most of these are always paired up. So there's the Death and Angel. There's the Turk and the Winged Lion. There's the Condottiere, soldier armed with a sword. And Assassin, a man armed with a club. There's also the Rustic Lass and the Rustic Lad.
You said there's pictures. Can we just take a look at the pictures?
Yeah.
Do any of them look like a simulacrum like?
Nothing sticks out. They all look like statues. Are you looking for specific details?
Did the sound the clock make, was it the same as the sound we heard when we came in? Or not Vienna, Venice.
Yes.
Okay. What pair comes out at 5 p.m.?
You actually asked about that?
Well, I'm just curious if it's in the pamphlet or anything.
It is the Rustic Lass and the Rustic Lad.
And so it sounded like the same chime when we came into Venice. Did that chiming sound like what we heard in the dream?
It seems to be the same, yes.
And so, well, yeah, you were really specific about the time we pulled into the station. I can't remember
Well, that's
what it was.
metagame. It was 5:05.
Yeah.
Yes, that's why I asked
Yeah.
what chime was 5.
5:05? Okay. I can remember.
Well, I was just curious if the different chimes, if only one of them sounded like that, it might
There
be
are no
that's the
differences
one.
in the chimes.
Yeah. So that's not nice.
Why don't I just go up into the clock tower now?
Well, it's in a locked up palace with, guards and a caretaker. I don't know if there are actually guards in it. There's probably like a security guard, or at least a caretaker.
We should talk to the doll guy.
Yeah, we could ask him about the clock tower.
Because, it sounds like maybe he'd have special access to it if it's a family thing. He might even be the guy who repairs it.
Maybe. Something to do in the morning, though, because she's going to have gone to bed.
Something effective. Oh, you saw the fancy clock tower. Your family doing it? Yeah. Your caretaker? Yeah.
So what action are you in tonight?
We're taking...
General consensus is that we're going to the hotel and sleeping.
Well, we're going back to the hotel and sleeping. You are not welcome in the hotel room.
He can get his own.
He can get his own room.
You come back,
I mean, I don't mind that I was given that wad of cash.
and all of the staff of the hotel are in a tizzy talking about an event that happened at the Basilico San Marco, a very famous chapel. It turns out that all the statues in San Marco wept blood during the evening service. It was believed to be a miraculous omen.
Is Basilica San Marco like the really, really big one that's right near the Parliament?
Yes,
Okay. I don't actually think. Okay.
it is now. That, do you pack it in?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
As morning on your third day begins.
Third day.
This is the third day of the events.
Second. Oh, I know, because you said there was midday when we were at the doll show.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that means it's the funeral today,
Crap.
which will be at the. Oh.
Wish I'd known that.
Late morning.
Okay. Question: will the service be at the Basilica San Marco? I imagine it's really hard to get a service in at the Basilica San Marco, but if he's really rich, it might have been a thing he did. Okay. Just check.
I did not realize we were ahead another day. I would not have wanted to go. I would have opted to break in that night, but yeah, alright, go ahead. Too late now.
Anyway, early in the morning, you get the newspaper, and it has word of a second grisly murder. A gondolier was found torn to pieces in his boat.
Was it the gondolier who gave us a ride back?
Roll luck. Just you.
I was going to say if I succeed on luck, it was because I hated that guy. He was such a snooty dick about us being lost.
Success.
It was not.
Good, we're not going to be accused of murdering him. Well, probably not.
Question. Did I find out where the first murder took place? Because the cop told me. Is that near the water?
Yes.
And a horrible smell in the canal. Something in the canal might be attacking people.
One of the waiters is
You
actually
mean there
looking
might be a
over-
sea monster in Venice?
One of the waiters is actually looking over your shoulder as you're reading the story. And goes, "Oh, I heard about this. My brother swears to it." Well, it's my brother-in-law, actually.
No, he's Italian. Your third cousin twice removed is like your identical twin brother for the Irish. Everyone in family is family.
He told me last night he saw death pushing it across like the boatsmen on sticks.
Isn't there a song called Death on the Water?
On the second page, children are starting to get sick. God damn it. Those who have been playing in the canal water have all taken ill.
I choose to assume that that's not unusual. They're basically sewers. Stop playing in the sewers, you stupid kids. Sicker.
Okay.
And now it's time for the funeral.
What
Yep.
time does the horrible smell happen?
What horrible smell?
The
The
horrible
one from
smell
the
we smell
canal. You
every
said it
day.
happens at low tide. What time of day is it?
You could actually convert to magic.
I will telegraph intent. I am trying to figure out if the time that certain things from the clock pop out corresponds to which time of day the tide is at and the horrible smell happens, or circa which time of day Brother said he saw death riding around in a gondola in case it's an animated statue.
There is no connection.
Would you prefer if I do this with my questioning from now on?
Yes.
Okay. I shall try to.
I know you're trying to solve this mystery.
Yeah.
But bear with me.
But it's the same thing that happens every time I get into a mystery game, is I can think of about 4 things it could be.
And then it turns out that the campaign is built to be the 5th option.
No, usually one of them turns out to be correct. Occasionally I get blindsided.
Anyway, the funeral is a somber event. Very few people are there. On one side of the coffin is Maria and her lover. On the other side is Rossini with a few of his black shirts. Although they're all in formal wear. Although suits are black.
I'm gonna laugh.
Wait, is
Turns out this fascist equals cultist.
so? Wait, this is funeral. Isn't it traditional to wear black?
Yes.
So how could we tell them apart?
They look like thugs.
Alright.
Which is to say they look like Tom.
Whenever I say a black shirt, imagine a thug.
I will find Maria.
I just want
She's
one
right
with the
there.
black
You're
shirt.
standing beside her.
I went over. Did you invite Rossini or did he just show up?
He was a friend of my father.
No. That's unfortunate. Far be it for me to speak ill of the dead, but I don't know if your father had great taste.
And all around you,
Did your dad die? Did your dad die?
Some time ago. I don't know if she mentioned it. I think she said last year or something.
yeah.
Okay.
All around you is the stink of the coffin. As it is lowered into the earth. And dirt and roses have grown onto it. Some kind of flower, sorry.
Flower, you say? Natural history. 43. That's a fail.
Question. Where are they burying it in Venice? Venice is largely an artificial island. There's no dirt.
They usually burn and scatter, I think.
Yeah, I would think. Sorry.
Yet another
that's
reason you
totally,
shouldn't go swimming in Venice.
Sorry, I'm asking irrelevant questions. I apologize.
It's not necessarily relevant.
I know there was a note of it too. Because there's actually a place on land where you take a bit of a boat ride.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, not in the... Okay.
Anyway, after the event, everyone leaves, and we go on a boat ride.
Did Rossini and his jerk show up in like a car? Did Rossini and his jerk show up in like a car or something?
Yes.
Hey, chance, maybe you could slip away, cut his brakes.
That would be a sneak check.
I don't know if we should. I'm still not sure if he's actually like an enemy.
I'm a
Skill
relatively...
for this.
Actually, it might not be a bad idea to check out the car anyway. I'm a relatively competent sneaker.
Yeah, if one of you could sneak away during the service and maybe break into his car and poke around.
Charm will sneak out.
Okay.
If necessary, I will run interference on fascists.
36, I succeed.
Okay. So, is this just to sneak away from the funeral and get to the car?
Yeah, this is to have a look at the car, and if he gets
Poke
to the
around
car,
the car without being
stealthily,
spotted.
yes, and he can decide once he's there whether, oh god, these guys are cultists, time to cut the brakes or not.
There's nobody around. The car's locked.
Cars with windows.
Yeah, I was saying, look at the windows first.
You see a handgun, and just poking out from under one of the front seats, as well as a bunch of file folders.
Okay. Well,
He is an officer in the police. He might have notes about murders.
well,
And a few small books that may or may not be journals.
I don't really have any lockpick skill. However, I do have a crowbar.
Now, if you break into his car and steal a bunch of shit,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
he might not necessarily suspect you.
Yeah. So he's just gonna casually lean up against.
His car is close enough to the cemetery that if you...
Not gonna break glass.
Yeah.
Not smashing the window here.
You have to do this subtly.
Well, basically what he's gonna do is he's gonna, like, you know, get out a cigarette and then, like, make kind of look like he's rummaging in his pocket for a lighter, like a match or something like that. Gonna kind of get the crowbar, trying to stick it into the door, you know, kind of where the lock is, and then sort of like make it look like he's leaning against the car, and just kind of like.
What check should this be?
Strength, probably.
Yeah.
All right, so am I just rolling a blank strength check?
Or luck.
It's like my
To see if it makes
shield comes to like deflect the bomb but misses. But looks like
Strength
my
to see if you open it. Luck to see if it makes noise.
the bomb deflects off my shield.
Strength times
5 usually.
5.
Well, I don't get it open, so
You scratch his door badly, denting a bit of the metal.
Let the air out of one of his tires.
Roll luck.
99!
and Tom books it.
Good.
He is gone.
How far away is
when he
Tom
come-
in the car from us?
Other side of a big cemetery.
Okay, so they might see a figure running away, but not clear enough
Yeah.
to come by.
Actually, he's
I'm
gonna
actually
come. He's
gonna
gonna actually
point,
kind of like look
tap
around.
Rossini and going, I think some punk just keyed your car.
Actually, my thing is, I'm gonna come back. Look like, you know, I've been running, and say, I was out over there trying to have a smoke, and I saw a kid. No. Okay.
You want to be nowhere near here.
Okay, all right. I was gonna say he chased the guy away from the car, which would explain why you saw him running past it. No. Okay, he just goes back.
He's
to
a
the hotel.
cop. He's not going to buy that.
You don't have the lying skill to beat that.
I really
He's a
don't.
cop, and you're a member of a group who has already shown antagonism toward him.
He's going back to the hotel.
And he's
Why?
a completely dirty cop. He's a fascist.
Yep. Doesn't necessarily mean he's dirty. It just means he's an authoritarian bastard.
Actually, you know what? He probably wouldn't have come back anyway because that's not really his MO. Street thug. He steals things and runs away. He doesn't
To get
talk
back to your
about it.
hotel, you will have to take a boat ride. Gondola nearby. No, it's actually a little motorboat. Sorry.
But it's already past low tide, right? Like the smell is gone.
The smell is gone.
Well, it was nice knowing you. He'll wait till one of the ferries goes, and he'll just sneak unobserved onto the ferry, using his slightly decent sneak skill.
You know, you can just pay the ferries.
Yeah.
I realize it's an alien concept for Tom.
And it's a
Keep
really
forgetting.
small boat. It fits like 8 people.
He pays the ferryman to get on
Yeah.
the
It's a
boat.
water bus.
You guys have a blank check money-wise.
Right.
For like minor things
Tom's
like
not used to
boat
paying.
paid,
Yeah.
taxi fare.
I'm not going to have you erasing a number on your character sheet and rewriting it.
Tom's not used to paying for things, but yeah, you'll pay for ferry on the ferry.
Okay.
As Ambrose is fleeing in a good way off, I will actually tap Rossini and going, I think some punk just keyed your car.
What? And he starts running.
I will follow him.
Okay.
I'll help.
All the thugs come out. Follow him. They all have like clubs out.
Thanks, Agnes.
I'm winning friends.
You see, Rossini actually has his hand in his jacket for a bit.
See, I learned something. Armed at a funeral. And his thugs carry clubs and shit.
And it was nifty too, because you saw them.
Till
It was in
ton.
their sleeves. They just
Oh,
like,
those
Yeah.
little ton of things.
I kind of imagine it's probably where Tom keeps his crowbar too.
You actually just hold the crowbar part there and it's up your sleeve, and occasionally you go, well.
Rossini whispers something to his thugs.
I try to listen in. Nope.
You're not that good in Italian.
No, I just couldn't hear them.
Well, you're not good in Italian to try and understand their quick little whisper. But yeah. You're on the boat ride back. Roll a no check.
22, I succeeded.
This isn't the way to the hotel.
I got on the wrong ferry.
No, you tell the person to go somewhere and they take you somewhere.
It's like a water taxi.
Yeah, so
Your cab driver's a cultist and trying to kill you.
he will ask the cab driver where they're going.
The hotel, this way.
We'll mention the Orient.
No, thanks for my hotels. That way.
It's this way.
You sure it's not that way?
Psychology?
Psychology it is. Yeah, no, not even close.
You're
He
also,
ta- he
are you
takes-
taking the
he
trip
takes-
too?
Me? No.
He's gonna take out some money.
I'm just suggesting that psychology is the skill you roll to see if
He's
someone's
gonna take
lying.
out some money. Here's the money. If you could get me there in a timely manner, I will appreciate it.
You don't need to bribe people. Like, you're already paying.
Don't, yeah, but I'm
All you
thinking
have to
the
do is
cultists
say,
are paying.
shut up and go that way. I'm hiring you. Go the way I said.
Wait,
He
but there's
doesn't
other
accept
people.
it.
It's a good thing I wrote that will last week. You're like,
Where are you?
I am being a respectful person in a funeral
telling me you left the chicken at
and
home.
consoling the grieving daughter.
Your boat gets to the edge of a canal, and there are 4 black shirts waiting with gloves.
Swim.
I can't swim. I can, however, jump. He's gonna jump to the other side of the canal. That's a doable thing in a lot of places.
Yeah, it depends on the canal.
Depends on the canal. Depends entirely on the canal.
All right. As they
I'm
boot
still
the
gonna say,
gondolier
as
off the
soon as
boat-
he didn't accept your money, you should just bash his head in.
Yeah. Okay. I'm jumping. I'm jumping. Yes, this is the thing I'm doing.
Okay.
4! Nat 4! I make that jump and run. And I run very fast. And very far away.
Make an athletics.
Not a skill.
Not a skill
Roll
at
track.
There is no running skill. You just run.
Okay.
all. Wrong track.
I'm trying to think about a
If you want to
I
roll
actually
anything,
do
it
have
would
that
be.
track skill.
If you're
but-
rolling anything, it would probably be con for an endurance run.
Roll contents 5. You're being chased by 4 people with clubs.
45. Oh! Succeed! Succeed! And can I... Would,
You could also just roll sneak to try and sneak away, I guess.
oh, well, succeed either way.
Yeah.
Okay. You managed to duck
Classic
down.
runs, ducks down, and I run by.
Yeah.
Or do
If
you
I-
wait for the first 2 to go by and then crowbar the last one? You have
That
someone
might-
to interrogate.
That might catch the attention of the first one,
Yes.
which I don't want to do.
Okay. You are now safe. You need to tell the party what happened.
I'm going back to the freaking taxi driver if he's still there.
He was booted into the water by the black shirts.
Yeah. Is he dead in the water?
No.
I'm gonna fish him out.
Okay.
I will hold him in the water, just out of it, holding the crowbar over his face.
When I was with Rossini, because I was there when they all ran off after, did I actually see any get into boots?
No.
Alright, so that's interesting. He
Yeah,
somehow
'cause it was
communicated
before.
that.
Yeah, this would have been before.
So-
There was no way they could have beat me to the
Yeah.
cab driver.
And
Either way.
I can't think of a way they could have communicated that, I guess.
No.
Actually, no, radios exist. Is there a radio like in Rossini's car?
You can tell. It wasn't a police car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I said,
Phones exist, though.
taxi driver,
There might have been phones.
crowbar, talk.
You pull him out of the water by his collar. You go through several different languages, just trying to talk. He goes, they threatened my family. There were supposed to be 3 of you.
Uh-huh. What? Do you
They could
know?
hurt my children.
Do you know why they wanted us?
They said you got between him and Maria.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Now, if and or when, okay, we're gonna get back in your taxi.
Okay.
And are we gonna go back to the hotel? I guess we have to go to the hotel. The stuff's there. Actually, no. We have to take me to the doll shop.
Intelligence?
Really low.
Roll a 10.
No, his intelligence is fine. His intelligence is high. His education is low.
Is it
He's
an
gonna go to
idea
the
or
doll
a
shop.
no roll?
Yeah,
He's going
roll
to.
idea, because there's definitely something obvious here that I
Yeah, there's
can't
gonna be
tell
people
you
at
because
the
I'm not there.
hotel, right?
No.
99.
Nope. Not
Okay,
telling you then.
But we're going to the doll shop because I don't want to go back to the hotel. and I figure that's the only place we've all been together. So we're gonna be back in your taxi.
That's one of those points where I was going to give you a suggestion, but
Yeah, no, it's okay.
not necessarily something you would think
Okay,
on its own.
we're gonna get back in your taxi. You are gonna take me. He's gonna say a place that's somewhere near in that general vicinity, not there. And
Okay, good, you got it. Yeah, I was going to say, don't tell them to take you to where you
Yeah.
play him. They'll just demand to
No.
know where you play him
And
the next time they
Pick up
find
the
him.
others.
Yeah, and if someone comes to talk to you and they ask if you've seen us since then, your answer is going to be.
You're going to lie. You're just begging him to lie to you at this point.
It's like, it's kind of like size. Like, if you're that worried, I can give you some money and you can take your family and run if you're that worried. But first, you're gonna take me to the place. Let's just go to the place. I can't role play, okay? Let's just go to the place.
So which place? Because
Make an effort.
Are you soloing this? Because we have two people here who don't know that you almost got your ass kicked.
Yeah, well, I don't think I have any way of communicating to them. I guess I could send the taxi
We don't
driver
have
to
that
get them.
candle spell. That's ridiculous.
They might still be at the funeral. Maybe everyone was supposed to be on that boat.
Yeah, got that. Do you want me to send him back for you?
No.
Didn't think so. Yeah, I'm going to the place
Were you
that's
gonna make your
not
way back to
doll
the
shop.
hotel anyway?
After the funeral? Probably. Guessing that
Because I could have
Tom
you
might
roll
have
a
gone
luck
there.
to see if you cross paths.
I thought we were going to the
I'm
I
going
make
to,
it.
Yeah,
I'm going to the
I
doll
crush
shop.
it, actually.
yeah. Your boat takes a corner in the canal, and you
Tom.
and you see Tom in the boat.
Do we
really
actually
pissed off.
Do we actually see the part where it's Tom running and like three guys and around a corner? And then it's like,
Yes.
and then we see him fish a guy out of the canal and start threatening him with a crowbar, and we're like, should probably step in here.
We'll say you're on the boat as well. Yeah, that's exactly what you see.
I don't take kindly to people trying to kill me.
Most people don't. Yeah.
Can I throw him back in the water?
Probably. He's a waterboat taxi. He could drive, or he could probably swim.
Yeah. Although, if you guys have another water taxi driver there, the person driving you probably should throw this guy in the water. Probably just pull him out and leave him on the side. You should do so. He was hired to bring us to some thugs.
Interesting.
Yeah, not so much interesting as annoying.
I poke him and go, when would you hire to do that?
Yesterday night.
Ah. So he's already trying to murder us. In the privacy of my own head, I go, I regret not blowing his heart up. Oh well, still time.
He wouldn't kill you. That's not what they do. They usually just rough you up a bit. They've done it to others.
What sorts of others?
Just
Is this
He
very
explains
widespread?
fascism.
Yes.
anybody they don't like.
Yeah.
So you guys are in a bit of a predicament. A guy who may or may not run the whole police force is also a fascist, has a bunch of thugs, may be out to get you because you're between him and his woman. And you're on the edge of a mystery and an artifact.
Yep.
I say we start with the clockwork. No, actually doing that when people are trying to find us is not a good time to do that. Probably should try to resolve the whole people trying to find us and rough us up thing before we go and quote unquote try to do something that may or may not be legal.
Agnes can think of a way to solve that first problem very quickly. It's so tempting.
Go a little explodey heart trick.
It's even more tempting than crazy snake heads. You chose well.
Oh, if only you knew how well I chose.
Let me guess, the big bad doesn't have a heart.
No.
He stored it in a jar somewhere.
When you see the description of how one of the other spells works, you understand.
Tom's pretty much just rumping now.
So, everybody roll an idea check.
Alright.
42, I succeed.
You should probably grab that artifact and book it.
Yep. Alright, I got the crowbar.
Yep.
It has not so far turned out to be a terribly useful tool.
Something still killing people in town.
Yeah, you've got this whole annoying thing where you actually care about that
Yeah, I
kind
have
of
this
stuff.
thing called a soul.
Yeah, see, you kind of just learn how to walk right past the starving kids. Otherwise, you're not...
Agnes cares a lot for someone whose skills suggest she does not give a shit.
What will your next action be? because it will be how the next session begins.
So are we gonna go talk to the clockwork guy, or are we just gonna go straight to get the...
We need to know which statue it is.
I think it might. It's obviously death.
We can take all of the legs.
This is true. Inefficient, but true.
Wait,
I
look.
think we could use
no,
the rest of them
wait,
as decoys for the
wait,
cultists.
I got it. The thing is indestructible. We just go to each statue,
that's
hit it with a
actually-
hammer,
that's
see if it breaks, and if it doesn't,
That's
then we
actually
know it's
true.
actually the right
Actually,
one.
a really
We
good
can just
idea.
go to every statue and hit the leg with a sledgehammer and see if it breaks.
I approve
Or
of this plan.
we could just,
It's a clock
Gently-
tower. It's like up there. No one's gonna hear that.
we could also,
I'm not saying
just...
it's a bad
Yeah.
plan.
We can always just get them
It's a
with, like,
hilariously
knife.
good plan, actually.
I know, that was actually... Surprise.
This group has no subtlety. I love it.
What are you
start at
talking
different
about?
ends.
We have been subtle. It's just there's a time for subtlety and there's a time for sledgehammer.
So should we go buy some
I
sledgehammer?
fully admit that the word subtlety is not supposed to mean a smaller bomb.
Subtlety just means a smaller hammer.
Now, speaking of subtlety, why bring a sledgehammer? I think this makes heavy. Why not a hammer and a chisel?
Yeah, that would be more sensible.
Valid option.
We can always just, gently nick them to test.
I'm gonna go buy a hammer and chisel.
Go right ahead.
That's not even a suspicious purchase.
And with that, you can roll skills.
Lovely.
Don't forget you get a free check.
I scored nothing today. Oh, no, that's not true, because I scored on sneak and... No, I failed on
I
squat
think
hit.
you hit an Italian.
Jump. I hit... No, I failed all my Italians, but
Yeah,
I did
but
hit a jump.
the thing he said was we're in Italy talking to Italian people constantly.
Ah,
It's
right.
like immersion. You just get to take it.
Alright, so I got a jump, I got a sneak, I got an Italian, and next week I'll listen to the recording. And
This
if
whole
I get
trip, if your
something-
characters survive, will make you very worldly.
Yeah. I'm tempted to take my free check. And where does the train go after Venice? Is it Bulgaria, Sofia? Is that it? What do they speak in Bulgaria?
You will be. Your next location will be Trieste.
'Cause I'm tempted to just take whatever language skill is going to be where we're ending up next.
Get started on it early.
See how much my dice hate me today. What do I want to take? Things to take.
I used my free tick on swimming, because that's most relevant right now.
Clearly I should take photography.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna drown even if I swim. But I'll check anyway.
Hey, fast time.
We are just leaving Venice. But sea monster. So
History goes on.
I'm a stick with one of
Drew a
these.
heart.
Yes, I see that. It's great for the comical detail. Most people when they draw hearts, they just kind of go like,
I requested the episode where you finally do cast that heart attack spell. You call the 5-point bomb exploding heart technique. Granted, it can be done at range.
How much of a range?
30 minutes.
Why not
Basically
call it a
within sight.
smaller bomb?
Ow.
It's left as a failed spell. I like to think there's no such thing as a spell designed to be a combat spell. They were just things for conventional purposes that screwed
Yeah.
up.
I mean, like,
I can only imagine that the cultist that's trying to make it has heart problems.
Oh, well, I mean, in Cthulhu, yeah, there would be spells to do horrible things to people, but
yeah. Like, there's one that turns your staff into a thing you jam against someone and it drains, like, their power out of them. We've been here for like 3 days, haven't we?
Yep.
Is that long enough for me to start trying to get the weak hit point regain? Or do we have to wait a bit longer for that?
The what?
The hit points regained for a week. Or should it be longer for that?
I'll say you regain your points.
Now I am merely scuffed up and swole.
Your jaw doesn't hurt anymore.
No, that's because all the
Actually, it still
painkillers.
hurts. Oh, that's true. It probably doesn't hurt. It's just tender.
Beautiful, beautiful morphine.
Sweet, sweet morphine. My one friend. Lord, no. Lord, no. No. I'm just gonna ask this straight out. Is there a Shoggoth in the canal? Probably not. But I'm trying to think
tell
of,
you.
I'm trying to think of Cthulhu monsters I know of that smell really bad.
hey, hey, there's a giant toad creature. I'm Cthulhian, but
Shoggoths don't usually have. Oh no, they do bite and stuff.
I will say, perfectly honestly, there is no Shoggoth in the canal.
Good to know.
is it in the canal once you smell that very bad smell and then leaves the canal?
There is no Shoggoth in the canal.
It's
Currently or ever?
actually in the manor. You know there's a Shoggoth because, as Adam Scott Glancy once said, there is always a Shoggoth.
There's always something.